guys, I am Chris Kaler.
And I'm Amber from Kyuujin, and we're back today with The Bear, episode 6, first season.
I did not look at the title. Sorry, we'll see. Yes, last episode, Marcus was trying to do his thing. You know, he was following his passion, but he got behind on the work, so he tried to rush it, and the machine was running way too hard, and everything just went.
Everything went to shit. The toilet exploded, the cake exploded, the tension exploded also.
Yeah, we had no electricity, the fridges weren't working, so we had to come up with ideas to keep the food okay and to still serve food because we don't have money, so we cannot afford not to have a service. So yep. Sydney came up with great strategies. They did an outside thing with the grill that they created. That was pretty cool. They still made some money. But at the end of the day, the cost of repair was like 5,500, something like that. So Carmy's like, fuck, I don't have that, and they need to come up with it fast. He found out that Richie was selling drugs in the alley behind the restaurant, and that was one of the ways that Michael found back in the day to keep the restaurant afloat. Carmy did not want that with his restaurant, but now he's backed against a wall, so he said, okay, one last time, but that's it. Except what happens next time the machine breaks, right?
Yeah.
We'll see.
Great shit.
And Sydney came up with ideas for braising with Coca-Cola, which I thought was interesting. We'll see if we have that in this episode. But yeah, this is where we are. Mm-hmm. Let's see what happens next. Don't forget to subscribe if you want to see more of these episodes, and check out our Patreon for the full-length reactions.
All right, let's go.
Alright, so you guys want to hear the story?
Oh!
Yeah.
Oh, in the past!
With John.
Alright, so we're at CERES, right? Which was
my guy.
The bar at the bottom of the Board of the Trade building, right? Just this little bar in the lobby, right? The name's CERES. It was named after
CERES, okay.
the goddess of agriculture, sorry.
Doing a fucking story.
Right, someone's jealous they weren't invited, huh?
I'm just fangirling that he's here.
The point is, we're out all night. We're drunk as shit, fucking high as shit. We figured the only place that's still open, of course, CERES. We are right to assume that the place is gonna be a fucking ghost town, right?
It was not a ghost town.
Not only was it not a ghost town, it was a fucking rager. It was just like, right?
It was a character. I see why he's friends with Richie.
Not just friends, best friends.
The night before, Xavier got inducted into the fucking Hockey Hall of Fame. We walk into this giant fucking party. I mean, it's going off. And this motherfucker, he somehow gets his hands on, what was it? It was like a CERES pamphlet or some shit.
Behind the bar.
He's reading aloud about the history of the goddess of agriculture, and somehow in that process, he somehow decides that he too has this deep connection to agriculture, right? So he takes out his phone, he starts leaving this outgoing message.
You have reached the voicemail of Richie Yermovich, the goddess of agriculture. I believe it.
Oh my gosh. And you think about Richie right now? How down it is?
We hear this fucking voice ring out, and the voice says, "What are you doing?" And right in front of us, this guy, he turns around. Who was it?
Bill Murray!
Bill fucking Murray!
I mean, I still think he's pretty, excited and everything. It's just now he has a lot of issues, so...
He goes, "Give me your phone."
And he goes, "What's your name?" I mean, Bill Murray says it to me. The king.
Story's not the same when you're the only one telling it, right?
You can hear it. I still got it.
I believe
it's
you.
still on my phone.
I'm good.
Okay. This hurts. The switch.
You guys were at a bar at 6:45 in the morning?
Yeah, but the whole point of it is...
A bar was open at 6:45 in the morning.
Okay.
To begin with.
No, but, some bars are. But, he had such a strong connection with his best friend, a running jokes that he had with them. He could spend so much time with them and just enjoy himself, and he lost that. It hits hard. The switch between the two hurts.
And even worse, too, I'll tell you, even actually much worse, it's like she got no...
No behind?
Whatever. Other fish in the sea. See in another galaxy.
New dishes, Doc.
Great.
What
Can we
you're
jam on that
talking
later?
about, that elevated company.
Later is
Coke
better
braised
for me,
short
chef.
ribs, but on the risotto, I use etouffee
Hey, T,
sauce.
watch those peppers.
We can make it you're great to go.
Are you saying risotto to go to me? I am barely convinced we're ready for it
I'm
to go at all.
just saying if you use it dine in, dine out. Plus, we're using ingredients that are just...
She has so many ideas.
Let's just try it.
Chef.
It's right here.
Chef,
You can have
chef,
a taste.
Chef,
It's right
hey,
here.
listen to me. I'm thinking about it, so hold on, please. I know everybody you used to work for. I called them before hiring you. Everybody said you are incredibly smart, you are incredibly talented. They also said you are incredibly impatient.
Okay, so that's why my business couldn't cut it. That's why I'm here. That's why you
Not what
don't.
I'm saying. I'm saying, give me a minute.
Last episode I said this place could be open to ideas, man.
No, but she wants to do too much, too fast, too quick.
We have finally gotten this to a place where things are sort of, kind of, a little bit.
Sort of, kind of.
I would like to hold on to that as long as I possibly can.
Well, it's over.
There's something called the Internal Revenue Service, and they collect taxes. And the people in this place, they haven't given that government organization anything in 5 years. And my home will be seized if I don't give them some money. So I'm gonna need you to go in there and to get the payroll records from 2018. Can you do that for me, please?
Do that.
You were really not doing your job.
Yikes. Okay, go, Carmy.
I know exactly where it is.
Thank
all
you.
right?
I get where he's coming from though. There's so much everything. He's trying to stay calm.
Why the hell would he organize it like this?
No, I'll ask him when he's not dead.
Like, as much as he seemed like a funny guy, just all around, like, social man, he left him in the shit so much.
You mean Richie or his brother?
The brother, Michael.
Probably because at the end of his life, he wasn't in a good place.
I know. It's really sad.
Look, man, when I tried out for the Cubs, I was playing on the farm team, and they wouldn't put me up, and I was broke. And I got pretty good at figuring out places to stay.
Bro, I'm not homeless.
And what's up with the nest?
I just started sleeping here so I could save time on my commute. I'm just so close to nailing these donuts, and they gotta be perfect.
He's getting obsessed.
He's passionate about his work.
Yeah. Sleeping here, though?
Yeah.
It's a good way to never get any rest.
You good? You
I
okay?
think he's missing his friend a lot right now.
Feels weird out there. Bar closed.
You go there a lot?
Owner and I don't really see eye to eye.
Maybe because you're there at 6:45 in the morning.
It's like a fixture.
The stuff that he was used to with his friend, they're going away.
Yeah.
Pilsen.
They all suck now.
They're different.
Yeah, they are different. That's why I keep telling you guys, stop fucking with this place. You know, you let up a little bit, everything changes. This is a delicate ecosystem. And it's held together by a shared history and love and respect.
That's the last memory of his best friend.
He's hanging on to the past.
There's this statue on top of the Board of Trade. She has no face. People are like, where the fuck's her face? Architect John Storrs goes, well, when we put her up there, it was the tallest building in the city and no one really gonna see her face, so we didn't bother to put one. But now, every goddamn building is taller than the next one and they all just look out at this chick with no
Things
face.
don't make sense anymore. Oh, whoa! The fuck?
Fuck! Everybody okay, yeah?
No. Sounds like pistol.
What the fuck is going on around here?
Wait, the hell, is that what happens when you make fucking illegal shit? Who did you piss off?
Hey, yo, Crooked John. You guys see who shot up my window?
I didn't see it, man. Sounded like a little marble.
Yeah, right? Probably some dumbass kid fucking with his mom's 22.
Yeah.
America.
You know, you guys aren't supposed to be hanging out here. I asked you to hang out down there.
And don't call the cops.
John, don't you know me? All right, I do not give a fuck what you do. All I ask is you do it over there. Keep it at a reasonable volume.
But we can't chill over there, man. It's dangerous. Construction dangerous. The whole shit's gutted. Building a sweet green.
Are you fucking kidding me right now? You know, the bar's closed, too.
It's getting ugly.
Do me a favor, okay? Ask around, see if you can sniff out who shot up my shit, all right? In exchange, you guys can hang out here, but low pro.
I guess you gotta adapt to the neighborhood you're stuck in, you know? Is it ideal? No. Do we have a choice? Not really. He's trying to make it work.
At least nobody got hurt.
Yeah. I mean, I was talking about the gangster shit he was talking about.
Yeah.
They're sweeping glass up.
I know.
I'm gonna lose my house.
Don't co-sign for a drug addict. 45 minutes to open, chefs!
That hit hard, right?
Just keep working. It's like nothing ever happened.
A window got shot out. Everybody is fine. The end.
Because that's what I'm talking about.
Natalie,
Carmy,
you're pissing me off.
you're pissing me off.
Everybody's pissed off. Nice.
Well, he literally said, like, don't co-sign for a drug addict. Like, what do you do then? You abandon your brother when he needs help? She did it out of kindness. Now it's coming back to bite her in the ass. They are both so destroyed. Well, all of them.
Flip it, T.
Hey, look alive, chefs.
Let's go.
All right, come on, step left. Let's go.
Oh, shit, it's the man with the golden dick. How are you, Tom? Let me get one beef, little hot, little sweet. Dip it.
He's got that down. The thing we saw with Michael, he kind of has it with his customers as well. He connects with people.
Yeah.
He comes up with stories. He remembers what they talked about. Like this, the social side of things, he's got it.
Damn, chef.
Since Carmy doesn't have time, now Tina's the one she goes to.
Brava.
This is great.
You think that might be a good time for you to try this?
Yes.
Take your time.
It's tremendous, chef.
Thank you, chef.
Okay.
Sauce is a little bit tight.
Yeah, heard. Thank you.
Not ask, not anything. He's just they're coming in.
Maybe we start rolling it out as a special soup.
I told you it was great.
You actually said tremendous, if you remember.
I didn't tell you it was perfect.
Oh.
Man. I like it. I think it's great, and I'll definitely loosen up the sauce.
Sydney, chef, it's not ready yet.
Can you help her to get it ready? Or you want her to figure it out?
It's disappointing to be told that. He did say she was...
Hi.
She wanted things to happen quickly, right?
Risotto,
Dude,
and they're yours.
Really?
Yep.
she's just gonna try it out with customers without his say-so?
Yeah, I'm gonna say bad Sydney.
I can get the frustration, but you don't do that. Like, he's got reasons to say no, right?
He's got reason, but it's the fact that technically everything that comes out is his...
It's his say-so.
It's his say-so, it's his reputation as the owner of the place.
I would have done the same thing. You want to fight?
Please.
Just let out the
No,
emotions.
you're mad at me.
This is just irresponsible.
No. I mean at your house. All the stuff you said.
I was annoyed.
I think the thing that just pisses me off, thing that I'm probably too embarrassed to admit, is that you never ask me how I'm doing. Ever.
Sometimes when you have too many problems, you don't look at the others much, you know? You're too focused on your stuff.
You always blame this place. I mean, you blame the restaurant.
How can I not blame this place? I just cleaned up shot out glass and now I'm covered in carbon.
Yeah, but who held the place like
All of our
this?
time, money, work gets sucked up into this place.
It's just a place though. It's the people that runs it.
I just want things to be on solid ground. I want things to feel,
Consistent.
yeah.
That's totally reasonable.
He's sort of been doing the same thing, or looking for the same thing.
I guess all the time I feel like I'm kind of trapped because I can't describe how I'm feeling. So to ask somebody else how they're feeling, that just seems, I don't know, insane.
He can't process his feelings, so how do you want him to process yours?
Yo, is this it?
It's interesting that he found it right after they talked.
After they make up.
Yeah.
When you're frustrated, when you don't talk about anything, butting heads, it's like you can't focus. Things can go right, but if you do the right thing, I guess it's a sign.
Oh shit! What's he doing?
And it went to shit. He said, not here.
Where's my gun? Any of you motherfuckers take my gun?
This is my fucking
You took a risk, man, and it's coming back to bite you.
Please enjoy your beefs. Focus on that.
Don't get involved.
Chicago, am I right?
No. That's where you're wrong, huh?
Guys, shut up!
Careful.
Thank you. What's going on here?
This isn't his space. It's not your space. Yeah, because you know what? You're the one getting there. Yeah, because you're crow's cigarettes.
I'm Sydney. Let's start there. I'm Sydney.
John.
I mean, if it works, it works. I don't
I
know.
hope it works.
He's looking for a gun, and she's out there trying to talk them down.
So how do we fix this?
This is change. The gun is the past.
If you do things differently, maybe, I don't know.
Maybe it's gonna change a thing. I hope so. Don't.
I mean, it's for protection, like, I don't know, we'll see.
All right, so we do this every week, yeah? No yelling, no smoking, where all the food is. You know what I mean? All right?
Okay.
Sometimes change is not a bad thing.
Everyone loves free stuff, so...
Especially free food.
It's handled.
It's handled with no gun, with no other crisis.
He pulls up again, right? Now, this is the third stoplight, right? He starts revving, right?
Dude, she's working. Let her work.
Take a breath. It's a fucking Honda.
She's not interested. You're bothering her.
Richie, I need you to register.
Let me just fucking tell this story.
Richie.
Just 1 second.
Richie,
And then-
now.
Yo, can you shut the fuck up for a second?
Outside. Outside.
Now the team is protecting her though, man. Thank God that.
But with reason, come on, man.
You need to go home and cool off. Get out of here. You are fucking my shit up.
Yeah.
They adapted and he's messing them up now.
My game has improved 300% in 2 months. This place is organized and clean and smooth and
You need to adapt also, man.
you know how much I love that kid, but this
It's better.
is real and alive and good.
I really want to know how it was before his death, you know?
How
bad
it was in the first episode.
I guess.
She's a baby, you know, walking around thinking that she can handle shit. This is a delicate fucking ecosystem.
But she did handle the shit.
I don't need this right now. I really don't. I cannot fucking emphasize enough how much I don't fucking need this shit right now. I'ma quit.
Quit? Now where you gonna go, Richie?
Yeah. You need to calm down. He's grieving as much as the others. It's
He
just...
also has problem with handling his feelings, you know, to understand what he's going through.
86 ravioli.
Let's fire 2 chicken peppers, 2 sauce.
This is good. This is so good.
But that's not his friend. That's not what he enjoyed with him back then.
Thank you, chef. Can I get hands, please?
They all adapted.
We're just missing one guy. Are you kidding me? You call the cops on them.
You're the last train. You're the last train home.
I don't know if it's a good or bad thing that he called the cops on them because technically they are doing illegal stuff, right?
He's rebelling. The thing is, like, Eve wasn't the one that... Okay, when he says that it's an ecosystem, it's basically... He's saying, like, oh, it works a certain way, and if you change anything up, it's gonna go to shit. He's saying that, I think, because this ecosystem of his, so the place, the different buildings, the different bars, restaurants, the people that come, he knows all of them. And the way he's used to working with all of them or going to all of these places, he used to do that with Michael, his best friend.
Yeah.
Michael being gone, things have changed, and he's been trying so hard to keep face, I feel. Like, not just with Michael, but everything in his life has changed. He's got his divorce with his daughter. It's not the same. Like, things are moving on. And I feel like to admit that things are gonna be different is to admit that his best friend and his past life, that's over. And he has to move on. He has to grieve, and it's tough for everyone. It's tough for anyone. Like, we've been following Carmy, his sister. They are going through some shit, but he's also going through some shit. It's just that with him, he always puts on this mask of, like, I'm fine, everything's great. He comes up with these great stories. The way he talks to people, that's exactly how he used to be with his friend. That's how the place used to be. And it had its problems, but at least his friend was there. Then it's kind of like, now that you've lost this, you're not looking at the issues of back then. You're only remembering the good stuff. And now they're coming in and they're telling you that this was bad and this needs to change.
Maybe not even the good stuff. You know, I remember when our grandmother, well, both of our grandmothers, when they remember their late husband, they always talk about the good stuff. Like, oh, they were such good husband, we had such good time with them. But when we talk about with our uncles and our aunt, all of them said that she's romanticizing what used to be the life with the person that they lost, because there used to be some bad shit also, like some many problems.
There's
not
bad shit.
just the good.
There's bad shit with everyone. It's just that when someone dies and you cared about that person, you do not want to remember the bad shit. Like, that's why we say, like, oh, you know, it's okay to make mistakes and stuff, because in the end, you only remember the good things.
Yeah.
Depends on what the bad things are. Some people do too many bad things, but his best friend died. He's not going to want to remember the drug issues, the alcohol issues, the money problems, the struggles. He wants to remember the outings, the jokes. He meets new people that don't understand his calls and his stories. They're not laughing. It's not the same environment. It's not the same mood. And every time he gets reminded that, oh yeah, I'm not connecting with these people, he's also reminded that the guy he used to connect with is now gone. And this restaurant was his. Like last episode, I think, he was saying to Carmy, Michael's restaurant or your brother's restaurant, it's no longer Michael's restaurant.
It's Carmy's.
Yeah, Michael's dead. This episode, they said it best. Like, this place is alive. Tina said, this place is alive. This place is good. It's kind of like you're comparing it to how Michael was. Michael is no longer there. Michael is dead. Michael was not okay. Michael did not work. But to accept that means accepting that, yeah, your best friend was not the best. He had his issues, and now he's gone. And it's a bit, I think it's too much for him. And I really love that we got to see his side of the whole story, because I feel like he has been putting on a mask this whole time, just pretending. Like, he's not in a state of mind to make up, to keep up those jokes. And people are not, like, they're trying to work, they're trying to move on, and he keeps trying to bring them back to this mood he used to share with Michael.
You know what? I think he should go with Carmy to one of the meetings.
Oh, yes.
That would be probably good for him.
But you need to listen to go there first. I can understand to a certain degree, like, we say that often, we're the generation of nostalgia, because our generation grew up in a time where things have been changing so fast.
Yeah.
Right when we were developing. So when we were kids, things like from year to year would evolve, would change, like new telephone, now new phone every fucking year. We went from cassettes to, like the old VHS to DVD to Blu-ray. Like, everything is evolving. So we're used to change. And since everything is changing so fast, we're constantly looking back to the past. We're constantly looking back to the past, remembering how things used to be when we were younger, when we had less worries, less stress. Mm-hmm. So we are reminiscing, and we do live in the past. So in a way, I understand what he's feeling. Like, when I go to my hometown and I see places that I used to shop at and they're closed now, I'm like, oh shit, like, it used to be the good times. Or I'll go to a place that has been renovated, or they added a bunch of shit, and I'm like, back in my day we did not have this, but we had that. It used to be better. Like, we kind of have this defense mechanism of fighting back against the new stuff.
Against change, yeah.
Yeah, because, like, we're so attached to how things were. So he's got that, but on top of that, he's got the memory of Michael, so it'd be really hard to move on. And we saw it with how he reacts to Sydney, because for her to be able to go out and deal with the situation her way, and it worked, it's kind of confirmation that, yeah, man, you're no longer, like, things can change, like you said, things can go differently, and your way is no longer needed. Your ecosystem is no longer working that way, the way you used to know, the way Michael used to know, the way that Michael knew, and the way that remembers him. So it's confirmation that Sydney, the new girl, the younger girl, the new stuff that's coming, that works. And he tried to go back to his story, his way, and when she comes up and she's like, yo, dude, stop. I need you somewhere else. He lashes out, and he's getting angry at her, but it's not so much her. It's just he doesn't want to be reminded that, yeah, it's over, man. Like, grieve and move on. And to be fair, it's dark, and it's harsh to say to someone, grieve and move on. It's been a few months. He cannot be expected to do that.
You know what I think? What is maybe so much harder for him?
Speak up a little bit.
You know why I think it's maybe so much harder for him? It's probably because so much is related to Michael with that place, specifically.
Well, yeah, everything is a reminder of his friend. Everything that's changing is a reminder. And it's even more than that. Like, if you think about people that die, and you get to, do other things, or, get to travel places, get to meet new people, that's all new experiences that you don't get to share with them, that you don't get to live with them. He's never going to see that. He's never going to, experience that. That's grief as well. That's moving on. Yeah, it's tough, but just like Carmy and Sugar, his sister, I think he needs to discuss his emotions. He needs to come, to understand them, because I don't think he realizes what is the problem. Like, this episode, he's had flashbacks. He's thought of that better time.
Yeah.
You saw it in the beginning. He seemed more happy, more genuine. But I was thinking like, oh well, technically we still see him like this, but seeing the switch from that to no, but we still see him.
No, what I meant to say is you can clearly see at the beginning that he's more lively in his eyes. Like there's alive. Sorry, there's not a burden on his shoulder. Like he feels lighter. You know.
Well, yes and no. Like him just telling a story like that with that much energy. That's how we met him in the first few episodes with the people at the restaurant. But the switch from that flashback to him trying to tell the story to this new girl, that there I saw the change, and that's when I started thinking like, okay, so he's putting on a mask to try to recreate that vibe, that happy moment, and it's not working anymore. But it's cool to see this other side of the character.
Yeah.
Not just the screaming around and stuff. And I mean, to be fair, like we did say that Carmy works all the time to stay away from the realization. Like when he's at peace, when nothing is going on, when he has time to think, that's when he dreams, that's when he remembers, that's when he faces the truth. So in a way, I think Richie's doing the same thing with his stories and is speaking loudly and the chaos. This is noise to cover up everything else. But eventually you will face the truth and it's gonna suck for everyone. So I hope he finds, like this place is everything and I don't want him to leave. I think he's connected to it and to leave it would be so heartbreaking.
But he needs to do it, Tina.
Yeah,
and
well,
finally adapt and cooperate with everyone else.
I'm thinking that maybe him calling the cops in the end is a way for him to accept that, okay, things need to change. We can no longer, if we want this place to work, and Tina was saying it's working, and it's actually like better now. You might be thinking that, okay, so living in the past to keep things how they used to be, that's no longer going to work. So might as well make the change myself, might as well be a part of it and help.
Make that separation.
Because like we cannot afford to have these guys come up near the restaurant and make shit up and create shit. Like we cannot also give them free food every time they start some business in front, you know, or they cannot scare people like that, or we cannot just brush off someone shooting the window. Like it's bad reputation, it's bad news, and it could be dangerous, so you don't do that. So I think calling the cops is a way to be like, okay, this is the end of how things used to be and we need to accept that things are changing and I'm gonna make them change. Maybe. I'm gonna hope that this is what it was.
You really hope that he made that decision because he sort of accept the change.
Well, it was
and
so
not
cool.
because he was pity.
It was so. Why would he do that if he was pity? These guys were the old guys. Like that's the old crew he's used to work with. Like he's used to deal with them.
Yeah.
So we'll see. But it was so nice when Tina changed, when she accepted Sydney's help, and when she had that smile. I kind of want to see Richie go through that as well. And like the pity stuff of trying to keep Michael to himself, and like the letter he hid from Carmy a few episodes ago. This is like childish behavior, but that's because he's hurt, he's sad, and he has a hard time letting go, so he needs to open up and he needs to talk about this. The best people he could talk to about this would be Carmy himself, potentially like the family, like some people that knew Michael and are also going through grief.
Yeah.
Even if he doesn't believe that, oh, we're the same and we don't share the same memories and stuff. Like I knew him a different way. Like
they still lost their brother.
Yes, and
they
are
still
dealing
the same person.
And they are dealing with it in their own way, and it's not necessarily good. So they all need help. So I really loved the conversation between Sugar and Carmy this episode. They needed that, and it felt like a sign that as soon as they opened up and discussed what was going on, they found the paper that they needed, which was still bullshit, but they found it. But I mean, the place is shitty. But to blame each other for what's going on now, to blame the place, like, I think it's because it's hard to blame someone who's no longer there to defend himself, right?
Yeah.
To be like, oh, it was definitely my mom's fault or Michael's fault, like they did wrong and stuff. He's not there, she's not there to say otherwise, so it feels bad, like it feels like they're the villains. So they're not going to do that, and it's easier to blame the place that fuck them up, but the place is just a place.
Yeah.
So who, maybe it was a shithole to begin with and they just never managed to get out of it, or Michael had issues and he ran it into the ground,
But you know what? I do think that at the beginning it might have worked well.
So see, if so many people have great memories of it,
Yeah,
I
but
guess.
I think the more it went on, and maybe the more Michael had problems, maybe with alcohol and with drugs, and slowly just went downhill.
It's a tricky neighborhood. There are tricky people around. It's risky. The money's not coming in as fast as we want it to. He had his own personal issues, and it's tough to run a business if he did not have the help. And if he's the type of guy, just like Richie, who covers up the noise by speaking loudly, telling stories, he'd be hiding what he was truly feeling or thinking, so people would not have noticed. I think he needed help and he never got it, and now he left them with a broken place with his issues. Now they are the ones carrying it, and they have a hard time letting it go, despite them saying it's a shitty place. Like Carmy is defending the place like it's his baby.
He's saying, his brother.
Well, yeah, because it is. That's the kind of like Richie has a hard time letting go of the past. Carmy is seeing. It's kind of like, okay, I'm gonna go on something. It's pretty actually. The idea is good though.
I'm gonna say this. I think to me, Carmy sees the restaurant as what he wasn't able to do for his own brother.
This is exactly what I was about to say.
He wasn't there to help him out, to help him fix him.
Yep.
To help him heal.
That's how I see it.
So every single problem that's going on in the restaurant, when he's gonna find the issue and solve it, it's like for him,
instead of giving up on the restaurant, he wasn't there to save his brother, so he wants to save the restaurant. And when Sugar is blaming the restaurant and stuff, like he's just saying, like, I mean, it is just a place. It's not the place that created the problem. It's a tough situation, and it can push you down even further if you're not careful. But yeah, he's seeing it. It's kind of like a representation of his brother, so it gets tricky there. It's emotional. But yeah, it was the exact same thing I wanted to say.
With Nikolai. But yeah.
But I think it's true. I think this is what's going on. And as for Sugar, she's just trying, like, she thought, it's kind of like she has a hard time blaming her brother, her family, so she blames the place. But Carmy, I think he blames himself a little bit. Like, he should have been there, he should have done something. So he's not going to blame Michael, he's not going to blame the place, he's kind of blaming himself, and he's taking on the responsibility because he believes he should have done something.
Before we forget, I just want to bring up two facts.
Sydney.
And Marcus.
Well, Marcus, he's just getting obsessed.
Marcus, I mean, I understand when you're being passionate about your work, your art, but sometimes you need to detach yourself from it and take a moment to breathe and to live, because you cannot your focus and your life cannot just revolve around your work and just one thing.
It depends. Like if he keeps it up and it's becoming toxic for him, yes, but where it could get tricky is I don't want him to turn into the story that Carmy said about how they were like a bunch of people trying to solve a problem and they never managed to find a solution, and then they took a guy from the outside who focused on the issue. Like, he is currently the guy on the outside who's focusing on the one problem and trying to make it better, but if he gets so too into it and he forgets about everything else, I am a bit worried that he'll stop making improvements, getting better.
We already said that when they were working, they tried to call him and he didn't answer because he was so in his head.
Like, it's okay to follow your passion, you just gotta do a bit of both, you know? You gotta remember that you're still part of a system, still part of a group. We'll see how it evolves. So far it's not that worrying. It's just, it's cool. It's still cool to see him go into his passion and just be really into it. If it turns into an obsession, we'll see.
I mean, he's already sleeping at the restaurant to work on it.
He stays late, I think, sometimes.
Stays late.
Maybe
he's
not always.
There.
I think I think Carmy would have noticed, right? He also stays fucking always at the restaurant. But yeah, we'll see how it evolves. We'll keep an eye on him. I'm still okay with his passion being a thing. I like to see that. I just don't want him to go over the top with it. But as for Sydney, he did say that from other employers, that people that she worked with, they did say that she lacked, like, she's still very young. She's
Patience?
new. Yes, she's new, and she wants to prove herself really quickly. She wants things to go fast, which I understand. Like, you want things to evolve, and you want to prove yourself. That's great. But Carmy also said something about how he wants things to be consistent, you know? So as soon as he finds his footing, and that's good, he wants to keep it as long as possible. He doesn't want to add problems. He doesn't want to add anything. He wants to keep it like that because he's afraid that things are going to go woohoo again and he's going to lose it. So I understand his slow approach. Like, you need to present your stuff to me. Give me time to assimilate. He eventually gets to, like, first episode, when she gave him her notes and her ideas, she was overwhelming him with everything. And he was like, whoa, okay, no, that's a lot. Few episodes later, he came up to her and was like, I had time to read what you wrote and that's pretty good, so let's adapt. But she wants things to happen right away. She might be right. What she's doing is good, but it's still teamwork. You cannot go out on your own and do stuff like that, especially if you're not in charge.
But
that's a lack of respect for him.
well, that's a lack of respect for the ones in charge, but it's the fact that since she's so quick to try to put stuff out there, she doesn't take time to really work on it. He said
Well, she does work on it,
but Carmy said it himself. Your meal needs work. You need to take time and work on it. But she just said it out there.
It's true. So if she got it out there because she believes that, you know, she just wants people's opinion and it's good enough. Good enough is not perfect. And how can you value your work if you're just like, giving good enough, right? You want to be proud of what you do. You want to give the best to your customers. And to be fair, like, I think maybe she's afraid that, you know, she's offering stuff and criticism is great, but it takes so long. Like, it takes so long for him to listen to her, eat, and, you know, taste stuff. He's making her go back to work again. Like, it takes so long that she's just getting impatient. And she's rushing it. But if he finds out that she did that, he's not going to be happy. She could mess up her opportunities. And eventually she could get to a point where, you know, she's just so mad that he's not giving her a chance that she will do something that will mess up, you know, everything else.
I mean, I did say that everything that comes out for customers,
that's on him.
That's on him. That's the reputation of the restaurant. So if you mess up, the restaurant messes up.
To be fair, it could also be really good. It's just that that's not, if you want something to work, if you want the system to work, you cannot do that. We'll see how it goes. But
I mean that's our opinion.
I understand. I totally understand the frustration. You want to be proved right. You want to prove him right. Wrong, sorry. But yeah, sometimes you need patience. Sometimes you need to breathe and work on your stuff a little more and listen to the people that have more experience. They might not be wrong, you know? We'll see where it goes, but I wasn't really, I mean, I'm proud of Sydney overall, usually, and I think her you know, what she did in this episode, like, the food looked delicious, and he himself said it was great, but if he says that there's work to be done, and it could be even better, you should listen. Do not go out there giving free food like that.
Like, try to pull up Marcus just a bit. Like, really work on it, take your time to really perfect it. Maybe not sleep at the restaurant to do so.
I mean, she has standards. It's just that going against Carmy like that is not the way.
She wants to do stuff fast and quick. Maybe that's why it didn't work out for catering.
Well, she jumped straight to something big without the proper preparation, without thinking about things, which is funny because she's the one that came up with so many of the plans that we saw in this show. So when she's giving that to Carmy and he's taking the time, like, sometimes, yeah, we need change fast, but kind of like earlier, like, I know something needed to be done when she got out and started, you know, dealing with the men outside, but I was so afraid she was going to get hit or something like that. They were going to get mad. Richie brought a gun to the thing, so I get that you want to take things into your own hands. You want to make things, you know, do things your way, change stuff. But sometimes you got to be careful. Sometimes you got to think twice about what you're doing. And sometimes you got to listen to the more experienced people because now it's working, but eventually it might not work. Yeah, we'll see.
All right.
I mean, we're just afraid, but maybe you'll hear about what she did and he'll be proud, but I don't know. I don't think so. Anyway.
We'll see.
Yeah. So that's it for today's episode. Thank you guys so much for watching it with us. If you want to see the next 2 episodes right away, they are on Patreon already. You can check them out. The link is in the description below.
And if you don't want it, the next one will be on YouTube next week.
Yes.
We're gonna see you then, guys.
Bye.
Bye.